Okay. And then when you're ready, just come swinging your legs around to the front, and we're going to be on our backs. Just letting yourself release to the ground. Let go through the postural muscles. Because we did a lot with the groin, just check and see if it's tense through there. If it feels like you're having to hold your legs up, just give a little test. See if your knees want to fall open, if that releases tension there. If that does release tension there, bring your knees back up, walk your feet out a little, and then let your knees drop in towards each other so you can let go of the tension there. Does that make sense? I hope. So we're just going to give a minute here to the body, again, to feel the back along the ground. Notice the points of contact. So we have the points of the feet. Maybe certain points of the feet feel more in touch than others. We have the back of the pelvis, the lower back, and then up along the spine, up to the thoracic back, the shoulder blades, the back of the head, arms just wherever are comfortable for you. And we're going to start some cat-cow movements here. So when you feel ready, you're going to allow the pelvis to tip downward toward the feet. And as you do so, I want you to search for the bones that you feel as you move. So what part of the pelvis, maybe the sacrum, do you feel as you tilt towards the feet? The lower back comes off the floor. And then back to neutral. So we're just going back and forth. Tilting the pelvis down towards the feet and then back to neutral. Note as you do if there's any change in the way that your feet relate to the floor. Maybe, maybe not. And you feel the movement through the whole spine. So it's not just this separated, severed lower body, but the whole spine that's being pulled along with the pelvis downward. And then back. And then when you're ready, see if you can tilt your pelvis up in the other direction. So we're not going to pick it off the ground. We're going to leave it on the ground. We're just going to curl in a very shallow way. So the front of the body will tighten and release. And then repeat that a few times. So we're flattening the back, tightening the front of the body, and releasing to neutral. Again, feeling the spine moving as a whole unit, steered by the pelvis. And then let's bring those two movements together now. So tilting the pelvis toward the feet, arching the back, and then all the way through, flattening the back, tightening the front body. We'll inhale as we tilt the pelvis towards the feet. And exhale as we come through, tightening and shortening the front. So let the head be involved in the movement. Feel that whole back body moving as a unit. And then rest back into a neutral position. And note any sensation you feel around the lower back, the sacrum, pelvis. If there's any tension in the back, just try to release it towards the floor. Just pour it out. Now we have the feet about hip width apart. Go ahead and let the knees fall open onto the outer edges of the foot. And then just bring the knees back up. So letting the knees fall open, they're falling each to their own side, as opposed to kind of windshield wipering. Feeling that outer edge of the foot by the pinky side, pinky toe side, and then back to center. You might want to change how far apart the feet are and see where you like the feeling the best. So if you walk your feet in a little closer, it'll feel more like you're in cobbler pose with the feet together. Or you can have them apart. It's up to you. Just letting them open and close. And as you do this, see if you can feel or sense the sit bones. We're not right on top of them, but you might get a better sense of them when the legs are open. What would happen if you tilted your pelvis down towards your feet when your legs were open? That's going to bring you right to your sit bones. Can you feel that? And then release back. So still opening and closing the legs, and then when they're open, tilting the pelvis down towards the toes. and feeling the sit bones really kind of come into life. You can connect to them and then release again. So just do that a few more times on your own. Opening, tilting, and releasing. Feeling for the sit bones when you open and arch. And then when you're ready, just come back to neutral. You don't have to rush. We're gonna do a little bit for the upper body. So just extend the arms out to a T. They might be right at the shoulder, might be a little higher or lower, it doesn't matter. I just want you to rotate the arms so that the pinky kind of reaches up towards the head. So the hands are just gonna stay on the ground and we're simply rotating in the shoulder. So the palms will face your head and then back to neutral. And again, rotating the arms. I want you to connect this to the breath. So when you come back to neutral, you exhale. When you rotate the pinkies, you inhale. Now you might find that you want to change the position of the arms, maybe have them higher. So here you can really feel what's happening through the shoulder blades, through that whole middle spine. As you simply rotate and breathe. Now I also want you to start to sense what this movement would do if it started to move into the lower body. So just a little while ago, we were tilting the pelvis downward towards the feet. What if you connected these two movements? So you rotated the arms, pinkies up, and you tilted the pelvis down and away. So you're creating this pull through the body, lower body moving away from the center, and the upper body moving away from the center. And then release. And repeat. So just explore that for yourself. Nice deep breaths when you reach the furthest point of the posture for you. And now the other thing you can start to add, if it feels good, is just let your feet open. Again, the knees falling open and being on the edges of the outer part of the foot. So now we are still tilting the pelvis down as the arms rotate up and releasing, but the legs are open. So you might feel like a frog on its belly. And now, as you come back from the tilting the pelvis down and having the pinkies faced up, now I want you to bring it back all the way the other way. So close the legs, rotate the hands down, and tilt the pelvis up. So the whole front body is shortened. Okay, so the thumbs this time will be reaching down towards the feet. The pelvis will tilt upward towards the head. So just a moment ago, we were moving everything away from the center, the lower part of the body and the upper part of the body. Now we're bringing both parts back to the center, right? So we rotate the thumbs downward, tilt the pelvis upward, everything in the front shortens and release. So you might feel more weight on your head, the back of your head as you shorten. Maybe the front of the throat opens, the chin might move up towards the ceiling a little more. And it's up to you if you want to kind of put these two together or not. You can just stick with rotating and shortening the front body. But if you feel like you want to try, you can go back to open legs and moving everything away from center. And then shortening and bringing everything back to center.